Hi there, Karen Flaherty from Living by Human Design. Hope you're doing well today and starting to enjoy the holiday season. Today we're going to be talking about the gates 10 and 58, which are two of the holiday gates. They're the love of the self and the joy of life. Okay, so over the next 10 days, basically, we've got the sun in gates 10 and 58. So starting on December 20th, we had the gate 10, the sun moving into the gate 10, and then on December 24th, it moves into the gate 58. So two of these, to me, are always, kind of linked together because they're the holiday gates. They span the entire holiday season, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the holidays that we're celebrating during this period right up until New Year's. And so, and they'll last basically until December 30th. The 58 will change on December 30th, and then I'll be doing another video for the new year. So over these next 10 days, we basically have these happy gates, right? The gate 10 is all about self-love and on the high side, empowerment, right? And being with other people and helping other people and things like that. And then the gate 58 is the joy of life. And the joy of life is just what it says, right? It's being happy in your body and you're being able to basically fix things for people. That's what it's about. It's connected to the gate 18, which is all about editing and improving and making things better and finding new ways of doing things for everyone so that everything works better for everybody. And so it's a very kind of humanistic gate. It's really about making things better for everybody, not just for yourself. And so it's got a very magnanimous spirit to both gates, right? And in the Earth, it's in the gates 15 and 52. So I'll show you on the chart. So we've got the 10 coming off the G center over here on the left side. And then we've got the gate in the Earth, it's going to be the 15, which is coming off the bottom of the G. So the gate 10 is the love of the self, and the gate 10 is the love of humanity. So together, right, those two, whether you're loving yourself or loving all of humanity, that's what's in the zeitgeist. That's what's going on. Those are the general feelings. It's almost hard not to feel those feelings, whether you want to share in those or not, that's up to you. But it's really hard not to feel what's going on around us. And then on the 24th, it changes over to the gate 58, and the 58 comes off the left side of the root down here, and then the 52 comes off the top of the root right over here, and that's the gate of concentration. So we've got the joy of life and concentration. So it's almost like you're concentrated on the joy of life and bringing joy to people and finding ways to create joy in your own life. So beyond the gates, and I'll talk about those other gates in a minute, but beyond the gates, we've got the throat defined again. And this is started on December 1st, and it's going to continue now until I finally get my new transit, little booklets, and it's going to continue until January 28th. And then it changes for a little bit and then it goes back again. So this is going to be a very emotional time for everybody. We're going to have the throat defined, yes. So we're all going to be acting like manifesting generators and manifestors. And then we'll have this solar plexus defined, which is going to have us be more emotional. You just can't help it. It's going to happen. And so it's always an emotional time of year anyway. What I'm hearing from a lot of people is that it's like amped up. There's, from my clients, from friends, from family, there's like a lot more emotion in the air, and you can expect that to continue. So just be aware of it, be ready for it. Perhaps they'll be a little upset during the holiday dinners, and you can just be ready for that because you get to decide, right? You get to decide no matter what situation you're in. You're in control of your own emotions, and you get to decide how those are going to affect you and how they're going to affect other people because I tend to have outbursts and I'm sure you do too. I'm not as much as I used to, but they still want to come sometimes, let's say that. And you get to control those. I've learned over time, we can control those. So if you choose to, you can control them too, but that's going to stick around. And that's the gates 35 and 36, connecting the throat and the solar plexus. And meanwhile, we've still got a bunch of retrograde planets, but Mercury is not retrograde anymore. So this week, in this video, at least, I'm just going to talk about the gates 10 and 15, the love gates, and we can talk about the 58. I mean, those are the 58 and the 52 are fairly easily understandable. Let's put it that way. The joy of life is as exactly what it sounds like, and the concentration is the same thing. It's just what it sounds like. 52, the gate 52 and concentration is being concentrated, being working on a project and making sure it gets finished. Gates 10 and 15 are a little more open to opinions and everybody's perspective. So with the gate 10, it's called the love of the self, treading or the behavior of the self in the original I Ching. And it's the underlying code of behavior which ensures successful interaction despite circumstances. So, and this usually, I would say, the definitions in the definitive book of human design are not always on the high side, but this one is definitely, on here's what could happen if you're acting as, kind of in a high vibration as possible. And so the underlying code of behavior is just that. It's how you act, and it can lead to successful interaction if you are loving yourself first and foremost. And this is like, it's the same as the analogy of putting the oxygen mask on your face in the plane first before you put it on other people. That the idea is to take care of yourself first. It's the love of the self first. Once you love yourself, then it's a lot easier to get to the higher vibrations and get to be helping and empowering other people, right? And this is what this gate is all about. So it's a lot of people who are in leadership positions have this gate prominently in their chart, because they tend to be the ones who are able to get to a place of loving themselves enough that they can then spread the love, right? Their heart is full enough. A love of the self is full enough that they can then spread it to other people. And that's what it's about. And the incarnation crosses this week are the crosses of the vessel of love, behavior, and prevention. And in quantum human design, it's called self-love. And then the gate 15 is the love of humanity. And this is a little broader of a love gate. It's actually the broadest of the love gates, because literally it's about loving all of humanity. It's called modesty, or the gate of extremes in the original I Ching. And by extremes, they mean that lots of things are happening in the world, right? We've got war, we've got violence, we've got earthquakes and tornadoes and flooding and all kinds of extremes of weather, of political conditions, of environmental conditions, of conflict conditions. And those are extreme. I mean, you can't sugarcoat those, right? Those are extreme circumstances for people. And yet we still get to, in our heart of hearts, have a love of humanity that allows us to not just take care of ourselves, but to take care of other people when we can. That there's it's not a requirement, but you can certainly, when you have the love for yourself, you can then love other people, and you can send that love out to them. Us purely having the even just holding your hand on your heart and wishing everyone a good holiday season is an act of love. It's a love of humanity that allows us to then spread the love and to have a higher vibration ourselves, so that we can go about what we're here to do and what we want to do for the holiday season, right? Whether it's about your purpose, or whether it's about helping other people, or getting gifts for other people, or sending money to your favorite charity, or any of those things. These are all the things that happen at this time of the year, precisely because the gate 10 and the gate 15 are in the transits. It's a great time for the charities to ask for money, because this is what's in people's hearts. And so it's always up to you what you do, but I'm just explaining why this feeling is in the air. Some of the movies wouldn't be as popular this time of year if it wasn't for these gates, to be honest. So this is in the book. It's called The Quality of Behavior, which expresses the proper balance between extremes. So we've got these extremes going on, and whether it's the conflict and extremes of climate change, or it's the opposite and everything's fine and it's a beautiful day wherever you are, and you're able to grow a garden and have a lovely day and have the sun out. Those are real extremes, and so you get to decide where you are, which side is where you want to be, right? And how you want to be and who you want to be with. Those are all decisions that you get to make. And in quantum human design, we call it compassion because it's really the greatest compassion of all, is to have a love for humanity. And finally, I'll just talk about the Gene Key 10. This is where we have, kind of the three levels of the Gene Key, and the lowest level being self-obsession. This is where we're, kind of consumed with ourselves. It's actually the gate of the narcissist. And on the repressive side, where you're in fear, it can be self-denying of your own power and your own love for yourself. And on the reactive side, the angry side, it's the narcissist. The gift is naturalness, being yourself, pure and simple, and allowing yourself to be, and then helping other people. And the CD is being, just pure being, just being who you are, loving yourself, and being able to have an open heart to be able to help other people. On the graphic, he says the final flowering of your inner being manifests as a challenge to the current norm, since your true nature is always found at the cutting edge of evolution. And what he means is, what I think he means, is that when we finally get to the point that we can find that highest vibration of being, if we can, then we'll be on the cutting edge of evolution, because not a lot of people are up there. There's very few people who are at that point of higher vibration. And if we get there, great. In the meantime, the rest of us are trying, right? We're all trying to get there. We're all trying to be natural and loving ourselves and helping other people in the process. He says, through the lens of the 10th shadow on the lower side, all you'll see when you look at others is people you would like to change, right? And so it's self-obsessed with ourselves, yes, but it's also obsessed with changing other people and making sure that they're doing the right thing and being rather judgmental, right? So on the high side, the 10th CD is the reminder that it's all just a game in which even our loftiest ambitions are meaningless. So that being said, because it's just about being, right? It doesn't matter how ambitious we are. It doesn't matter how successful we are, or how wealthy we are, or how sick we are, or poor we are. It doesn't matter. None of it really matters. It's all meaningless unless we're just being, unless we're just in a state of being that allows us to be who we are, be natural, be the person we're here to be. And so with that, I will say I wish you all the best for the holiday season. I hope you enjoy time with family and friends, and you're able to do the things that you want to do and see the people you want to see, and enjoy all of it. And remember to keep your own emotions in check. That will help to keep other people's emotions in check, because it's kind of like a bouncing ball when the solar plexus gets going. And I'm sure you've seen that before. No need to have that at dinner this year if you choose not to. So enjoy your holiday time, and I will see you soon. Take care. Be well.